It is July and NBA free agency is a couple of days in. I'm not going to lie, it was relatively quiet at the start, but fast forward a bit and we have a lot of moving parts. There's been a few advertised blockbusters like Dorian Finney-Smith going from one playoff team to another, or Nikhil Alexander-Walker joining everybody's favorite new dark horse in Atlanta. But here are three free agency moves that I think will end up fruitful that nobody is talking about right now. Number one, it's been pretty funny how many of the 76ers recent moves I've loved. They drafted Jared McCain, that was a big W, and then they traded for Quentin Grimes, someone who I've always been high on. And now they've signed Trendon Watford, one of the few Nets who was actually an enjoyable watch last year. Watford is a capable spot-up guy, going 37% from three his last three seasons, but also has a little bit of a bag as a scorer and ball handler, while also being a pretty mobile defender, as he can switch and hold his own against guards, wings, and some bigs. At this 2.5 mil AAV, this is a great dart throw from a team that's very skewed to guards right now for a guy who I think has higher upside than Yabusele. Number two, I'll say it, I'm biased because I've been a fan of him since his college days, but Tyus Jones to the Magic moves me. Of course, everyone is talking about the blockbuster that landed Orlando Desmond Bane, and this team can certainly make a run for the conference, but what makes Tyus such a great fit in Orlando is they didn't really have a point guard that was as true of a playmaker as him before this. Paulo, Franz, and Bane can all play make, and yes, they're going to get Jalen Suggs back as well. But one of the biggest problems with this team last season was that the top options were asked to do everything on offense. Tyus has been played off the court at times in his NBA career because he's undersized as a defender, but in Orlando's roster, he's playing with such an elite defensive group in the second unit, led by guys like Jonathan Isaac, that he can be a passing lane disruptor and kind of hide in the other aspects and focus on being the number one facilitator, while also rocking a better three ball than most of the Orlando role players. I like Orlando going all in, and Tyus is going to help them do just that. Last but not the least, number three, another big, but this one's a reunion. Right now, I think the Cavaliers are the most complete roster in a crowded Eastern Conference in terms of how much I'd trust them if the playoffs started today. And a guy that's going to help an already good interior defense is Larry Nance Jr. Everywhere this man has gone in his 10-year career, he's helped his team's rim protection while also being a viable, smart player on the offensive end, sometimes spacing the floor, but oftentimes catching lobs, which he can now do from Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Cleveland's latest roster addition that I also love, Lonzo Ball. This feels like a move that Cleveland will be thankful for when the playoffs start and Jared Allen starts having some of those tough games. Nance could just slot right back into that rotation and make himself an impact player alongside his younger version, Evan Mobley. If you want NBA, WNBA, MLB, and NFL content all year long, sub to the Ball Institute YouTube.